We will continue our discussion now on genetic algorithms. Might be today's, it will be a last lecture on genetic algorithm. That is part 5, lecture number 26 for this CA 304 and IT 305 C course. Uh, Before going further, we will discuss what we have discussed in the last class. We have started with theoretical discussion on genetic algorithm, the base on which genetic algorithms are based, that is natural evolution, theory of natural evolution, proposed by Charles Darwin. Then we have seen the general structure of genetic algorithm, which consists of representation of population. So that is the first important task you will have to perform whenever you are going to use genetic algorithm for some problem. Okay. Uh, in addition to that, we have seen important steps like selection. Three important steps are there in any genetic algorithm. Selection, yes, then mutation and
Crossover. Crossover.
crossover. So before mutation we perform crossover, right? Correct. So first important task in implementation of any genetic algorithm is you will have to decide how you are going to represent solutions or chromosomes. Then what will be the fitness function so that you can perform selection. So that is problem dependent. Then appropriate crossover technique or techniques and mutation. So repeatedly we perform these steps until we are satisfied with the solution. So that's what we have discussed, the general structure of genetic algorithms. And after that we have seen different representation technique like binary representation, real valued representation, permutation representation. So depending upon the kind of solution or problem, you will have to use appropriate representation technique. Then we have seen different selection techniques which can be used for selecting chromosome. So first two techniques, they are based on fitness proportionate selection mechanism, where you are going to select chromosomes or parent chromosome based on uh, how fit that chromosome is. If it is more fit, then there will be more chances that that particular parent chromosome will get selected. So in proportion with fitness, we are going to select the chromosome, or we will define some probability kind of mechanism. We will implement that to select the chromosome. So that is implemented by using Rowlett kind of well, where we are going to place all those solutions on that well. Each solution will have the proportional area on that Rowlett well. That is, if the solution is least fit, then it will have least area on that Rowlett well. And then based on technique like uh, Rowlett well selection or universal technique, stochastic universal sampling, that kind of technique, you are going to select the chromosome, parent chromosome. So different techniques are there, or you may have to fix points, or uh, there are different techniques depending upon the problem domain. You will have to use that appropriate technique. So that's what we have discussed in the last class. So today we are going to continue our discussion further. Once you select parent chromosome, the next step is you will have to perform crossover. So there are different crossover operators. Appropriate crossover operator will be used, and basic mechanism earlier we have seen. So we'll have to swap the corresponding uh, bits or numbers or genes. Specifically, what we do in crossover, we generate offspring based on some of the bits of one parent and some of the bits of second parent, if your representation is bit representation. If it is integer representation, then some of the integers from first parent and some of the integers from second parent. So that's how new offspring will be generated. Now how you are going to uh, swap those bits or genes, that will decide the kind of crossover operator. So that's what we are going to discuss now. So this crossover operator you can visualize, that is analogous to reproduction in biological system, right? And that is usually applied with high probability. Remember this. This crossover is applied with high probability PC. So probability of crossover is high. So if suppose PC defines the probability of crossover, generally this is high. Remember this. Later on you will come to know why this is so. In crossover, more than one parent is selected and one or more offsprings are generated. Okay, so selection techniques already we have discussed. So that will select parent chromosome, and after that offsprings will be generated. So they will inherit the genetic material from the parents. We know this. These crossover operators are very generic, and GA designer, that means genetic algorithm designer, might choose to implement problem specific crossover operator. So although we are going to discuss various techniques for performing crossover, but that is again problem specific. For your problem, you may come up with new crossover technique that you feel appropriate. So this is what the crossover is. Some of the popularly known techniques we are going to discuss. Simplest one is one point crossover. Then generalization of that is multi-point crossover. We have uniform crossover mechanism, then whole arithmetic recombination mechanism, and Davis order crossover. So few techniques we are going to discuss so that you will get an idea how in algorithm you are going to perform crossover. So let us see these techniques one by one. Understood the basic concept of crossover? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Why we perform crossover? To generate new offspring which will inherit genetic material from parent chromosomes, right? So that's why we perform this crossover. So now let us see one point crossover technique, which is the basic technique. What we are going to do in one point crossover, we are going to generate a random crossover point. So a random crossover point is selected and tails of two parents are swapped. Now how to generate a random crossover point? Anybody can give an idea in algorithm. Now for example, out here, this is example that we are going to use to explain this concept. Suppose this is parent chromosome 1 P1 and this is parent chromosome 2 P2, P1 and P2. Okay. Now how many numbers are there in each chromosome? Size of that parent?
10.
Right. 10 integers are there. What kind of representation is used out here?
Array.
Representation techniques we have seen in last class. So integer representation, right? It is integer representation. Any other answer? It is correct. No other possibility. It is integer representation. Okay. Um, Now there are 10 digits which are representing each parent chromosome. So first thing that we have to do in one point crossover is we have to randomly select a crossover point. So how to do this in algorithm? Now here, which this is crossover point. What is crossover point? This one. Okay. This point is crossover point. So fifth digit, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I start from this side, fifth digit. So number 5 is generated out here randomly. So how to generate this number 5 randomly in algorithm? Program, suppose we are writing program.
Random function.
Correct. Use a random function and modify it in such a way that if it is not, that will generate a number between 1 to 10, because there are 10 digits which are representing this particular solution, uh, or 0 to 9. Okay. So you use a function, random function, which will generate a number between 1 to 10 or 0 to 9, so that whatever number it will generate, that will be a crossover point. So once you select a crossover point, then what we have to do, tails of both the parents are swapped to get the new offspring. Okay. So now consider this example. We have two parent chromosomes. These two parent chromosomes P1 and P2, they are selected by using selection mechanism. Integer representation is used out here in this example, and two offsprings are generated. This is offspring 1 or child 1, and this is child 2. We will first find out how this C1 is generated. Now what we do, we swap the tails of parents. So this is P1. So P1 and P2, they have generated C1. So what we are going to do, crossover point selected is fifth digit. So this is a crossover point. So we will keep first 5 digits as it is. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This part of the chromosome, that will be kept as it is. And the tail of this parent chromosome, they are swapped. So what we will do, tail of this P2, that will attach with tail of C1. So this is placed out here. Okay. What we have done, parent P1 is as it is up to the fifth digit, but after fifth digit, tail of P2, that is attached with C1. So this is the new offspring generated, which has some of the attributes from parent P1 and some of the attributes from parent P2. Okay. Similarly, C2 is generated. In C2, first 5, since crossover point selected is this fifth one, fifth digit. So first 5 numbers will be as it is, 58942, 58942. And what we are going to do now in this one point crossover, tail of P1, that will be attached with tail of C2. You will find out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that we have attached with tail of C2. Right. So C2 and C1, they are generated from P1 and P2. So one thing you might have noticed out here, Uh, what is that? Tail of this P1, you have attached that with tail of C2, and tail of P2 we have attached that with tail of C1. So here there is a cross, right? Therefore we say that these are crossover technique. So some attributes of one parent and some attributes of second parent, we cross them to generate the offspring. This is how this one point crossover technique works. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So we can show it in this way. Okay. Parent P1, parent P2, offspring 1 and offspring 2. So this is the new population. By this method you can generate. Variation of this is next technique. You can have multi-point crossover. So instead of, as name suggests, one crossover point, we will have two crossover points. So it's a generalization of one point crossover where alternating segments are swapped. Remember this. Here alternating segments are swapped to get the new offspring. Consider this example again. Suppose we have parent chromosome P1, parent chromosome P2. This is offspring 1 and this one is offspring 2. Now two crossover points are selected again by using same method, that is randomly you will have to select two crossover point. Now here first one is 1 2 3 third digit, then 4 5 6 6 digit. So this two crossover points are selected. Now alternating segments are swapped. So what we are going to do in offspring 1, first segment will be as it is, that is 0 1 2. Look at this. Parent chromosome, first three digits are 0 1 2. So we will keep this as it is. So we have here 0 1 2 in offspring 1. Similarly, the last segment 6 7 8 9, that will be as it is. 6 7 8 9 in offspring 1. But this one is this alternate segment, that is middle one, that will be inherited from this parent P2. So middle segment in P2 is 4 2 3. So we have replaced this 3 4 5 with 4 2 and 3. Similarly, now in offspring 2, first and last segment will be as it is, as that of parent P2. Okay, and the middle segment, that will be replaced. So 5 8 9 as it is, 5 8 9, 5 7 5 8, 5 7 5 8 last segment in parent P2 as it is in offspring 2, but middle one that we will inherit from parent 1, that is 3 4 5. So instead of 4 2 3 we will have 3 4 5. So I can show this in this way: 3 4 5, you have replace that in O2, and 4 2 3 you have replaced that in O1. So crossover is there, cross is there. Okay, so that's how alternating segments are swapped in multi-point crossover. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
What is meaning of this actually in biological evolution, that is some of the attributes genes you will find out they are inherited from one parent, and some of the genes they are inherited from another parent. So which one? Crossover techniques decides that. Then another technique called as uniform crossover. So in uniform crossover, the basic mechanism says that you are not going to divide the chromosome into segments. You are going to treat each gene separately. Remember this. In uniform crossover, no concept of segments, but each gene, that means each beat or each digit, you are going to treat it separately. What we do out here? In this, we especially flip a coin. That means we toss a coin for each chromosome to decide whether or not it will be included in the offspring or not. We can also bias the coin to one parent to have more generic material in the offspring from that particular parent only. So the basic mechanism is that you consider each digit beat separately instead of segments. Okay, and then for each beat or digit you flip a coin, and then based on the result you decide whether to perform crossover or not, or whether to swap the corresponding beats or digits or not. For example, consider this example. Here we have parent chromosome 1, parent chromosome 2. P1 is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. P2 is 5, 8, 9, 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 5, 8. For understanding purpose, we have kept parent chromosomes as that of previous example. Now what we are going to do? We have to generate offspring 1 and offspring 2. Now we will first see how to generate offspring 1. Start with first uh, digit of this parent chromosome P1. Toss a coin. Okay, and if you win, then suppose the mechanism is you are going to swap, otherwise you are not going to swap. So we have started with first. I have tossed a coin. This you will have to implement in algorithm. So mathematical implementation you will have to perform. For that purpose we must understand the basic mechanism. So start with first one. It is 0. You swap you toss a coin. Either there will be head or tail. So if you win, suppose you say that it will be head, and if you get a head, so if you win, then perform swap. So what you are going to do? You are going to swap that corresponding digit. So instead of 0, you change it to 5, because first digit in parent P2 is 5. So instead of 0, now here we have 1 because it was head. Or that way also we can do. Suppose if it's a head, then you swap, and if it's a tail, you don't swap. Okay, we will write it here. If it is head, then swap. Okay, and if it is tail, then don't swap. So if it is head, then swap we have performed. So instead of 0, it has become 5. Next digit is 1. So tossed a coin, it is tail, so no swapping, it will remain as it is. Next one, toss a coin, it is head, so instead of 2, crossover will take place. So 9, you will replace this 2 with 9, so here it is head. Okay, so in this way you are going to continue. So that means wherever there is a change, that means head was there, and wherever there was the same digit as that of parent, then it was tail. Okay. Similarly, come to the offspring 2. In offspring 2, uh, what will be the result out here after tossing a coin? Here it is 0, means result of tossing a coin, what would you have been?
Head.
Right. It is 5, but it is 0. That is from first parent. So that means the result might have been head. Then
tail,
tail. Then
Head.
next,
head,
right. So green color box indicates head and blue color box indicates tail.
tail,
Okay. So this is how now you are going to generate offsprings by using this uniform crossover technique. Okay. What you have to remember out here in uniform crossover, you are not going to divide chromosome into segments. Each individual bit or digit you are going to consider or character separately. Then another technique is there that is called as whole arithmetic recombination. In this technique, what we are going to do, basically remember this, that it has to be used for integer representations only, because you are going to use those numbers, and it works by taking weightage average of two parents. What we are going to do in whole arithmetic recombination, we are going to take weighted average of two parents. Now how we are going to take that weightage average? That formula is given here. Offspring 1, that is child 1, you are going to generate. There is a constant called as alpha. Okay. Alpha multiplied by x plus 1 minus alpha multiplied by y. Alpha is a constant. Okay. Child 2 is generated same way, alpha multiplied by y plus 1 minus alpha multiplied by x. Weighted, that's why alpha at one term and 1 minus alpha at second term. Okay. So value of alpha will be between 0 to 1. Alpha will be between 0 to 1. Now what is x and y? X belongs to first parent chromosome and y belongs to second parent chromosome. This formula you are going to use now to generate the offspring. Let us see in this example. This is parent chromosome 1 and this solution is parent chromosome 2, for example. Now alpha is suppose 0.5. It should not be 0.5, but suppose it is 0.5. Suppose alpha is 0.5. Value belonging to P1 is x and belonging to P2 we will represent that y. So we will find out C1 now. Value of child 1. Alpha is 0.5 multiplied by x. That means this value, real representation is used out here, 0.1. It is 0.1 plus 1 minus 0.5, alpha is 0.5 multiplied by y is 0.2. Okay, y belongs to value from second parent, so it is 0.2. What is this value? 0.5 multiplied by 0.1 plus 1 minus 0.5 multiplied by 0.2. Calculate this.
One point five.
1.5.
0.15, 0.15.
Okay. Is it right? Any other answer? I think it's right. Correct. Calculate C2. Now what is C2? C2 is equal to alpha. Alpha is 0.5 multiplied by y. Yes. Y is
0.2,
0.2.
0.2,
Right. Plus 1 minus
1 minus
alpha 0.5 multiplied by x.
0.1.
X is
0.1.
0.1. So what is this value?
Zero point one five. 0.15.
0.15. Right. Okay, so therefore now you come to this offspring 1 and this one is offspring 2. So here value is 0.15 and here also value is 0.15. This is C1 and this is C2, right? So what can we say about this? If alpha is equal to 0.5, then both children will be identical, isn't it? Twins. That means they will be twins. Generally that doesn't happen. So therefore value of alpha you will have to adjust it appropriately. Okay? Then you tell me how this value would have been calculated. I remove all this. Find out last value. This one in O1 and O2, how this last values are calculated from P1 and P2. Now C1 is equal to
0.5. 0.5 into 2.5.
okay. Right.
Plus 1 minus 0.5
What
into
alpha you are okay? Alpha is 0.5, na? Barabar. Alpha 0.5 multiplied by x. What is x here?
0.5.
0.5, correct. Plus 1 minus
1.5 into
okay,
0.2
multiplied by y is 0.2.
0.2.
So this comes out to
0.35.
correct 0.35. Similarly C2, this value, how we have calculated? This formula we have used, child 2, alpha is 0.5 multiplied by y 0.2 correct. Plus 1 minus alpha 1 minus 0.5 multiplied by x is
0.5.
0.5, right? So this comes out to
0.35.
0.35, correct. So this is how you have understood the mechanism. Whole arithmetic recombination technique can be used for generating offsprings. Okay. Any question on this up to this? If there is no question, then we will continue last technique, that is Davis order crossover. This is also called as OX1. Listen carefully. This Davis order crossover is used with permutation base representation. Important. If your representation is permutation representation, then Davis order crossover can be used, otherwise not. With intention of transmitting information about relative ordering of offspring, where relative ordering is important. Okay. So the technique works in this way. First, create two random crossover points in the parent. Okay. What we have to do? Create two random crossover points in the parent. Copy the segment between them from the first parent to the first offspring. Okay. Then, now starting from second crossover point in second parent, copy the remaining unused numbers from second parent to the first child, wrapping around a list. This we have been doing for first offspring only. Okay. To generate first offspring, again I will repeat, you generate two random crossover points in parent, copy the segment between them, between those two crossover points from first parent to the first offspring. Okay. This is straightforward. Then starting from second crossover point in second parent. So you have jumped to the second parent. Start from the second crossover point. Copy the remaining unused numbers. Remember this. These three terms. These are important. Remaining unused numbers. Why this is so? Because this is used with permutation representation. If you use used number, what will happen? Number will be repeated, and that is not permutation representation. Okay. We will see that when we will see example. So starting from second crossover point in second parent, copy the remaining unused numbers from second parent to the first child, wrapping around the list. This two steps we have used for generating one offspring. For second offspring, same process you have to repeat with parents role reverse. Okay. Let us see this to understand it in better way. Let us consider this example. What we have out here, parent 1 in this example, and here it is parent 2. Two crossover points have been selected, 1 and 2. Same way we have to do for second parent. Okay, go back. Create two random crossover points in the parent and copy the segment between them from first parent to the first offspring. So what we have done, this is first parent, we have copied this segment to the first offspring. Okay. Understood first step? This is offspring 1. Understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First step which we have seen here, this that we have performed out here. Now starting from the second crossover point in second parent, come to the second parent. Starting from second crossover point, okay, second crossover point is this, right? Start from this. What we have to do? Copy the remaining unused numbers from second parent to the first child, wrapping around the list. So start with this 3. Is it unused? 3, is it unused?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, because 3 is there, right? In O1. 5, is it unused?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, 5 is there. 6, it is unused.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is used. Okay. Reverse. 3, 5, 6, they are used out here. This is 3, this is 5, and this is 6. So continue this wrapping around a list. Then next number 9. 9, is it used or unused?
Used.
Not use. Use means if it is here, then say that it is use. Okay. It is not here, that means it is not use. 9. 9, is it present in O1?
No. No, sir.
No.
So it is not used, na? So what we have to do, we have to copy unused numbers from second parent to the first child. So 3, 5, 6 they were used, so don't copy. Okay. We are wrapping around the list. Next number is 9. 9 is not used, so copy it. Okay. So here you are going to copy. Next is 7. 7, is it used here?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
So it is unused, so copy it.
Yes.
0, is it unused?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, so copy it. Then 2. 2, is it used or unused?
Unused.
Unused.
Unused, copy it. If it is unused, copy it, go back. If it is unused, copy, right? Then 8,
Unused.
unused, copy. 1,
Unused.
copy. Okay. So this is your offspring 1. Look at this. Out here I have written. So new offspring O1 is now, offspring O1 is 281, 3456 and 970. ठीक है? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you have understood, now we will generate offspring 2, O2. Who will explain? Now we have to generate O2. I will write it here. Who will explain O2? What to do now? This is P1, this is P2. Hurry up.
Copy segmented part in
What is that?
offspring.
What is that?
2814.
Correct.
2814.
So 2814. Copy that. Go back. Create two random crossover points. We have kept same crossover point. Copy the segment between them from first parent to the first offspring. So now second offspring we are generating. So we will reverse the role. Okay, 2814. Now next step. Next step is starting from second crossover point in first parent. Copy the remaining unused numbers from first to the second child. Okay, so you are going to start with 7 now, right? Tell me, is it used?
No, sir.
So what to do?
No, sir.
What to do?
Copy it into.
Where? Here, ordering is important. 7, 8, this 8,
Used.
so don't copy. 9,
Not used.
Unused.
Unused.
copy. Then 0, wrap around the list. 0,
Unused.
Unused.
Copy.
so copy. Unused means copy. 1,
Used.
Used.
don't copy. 2,
Don't
Used.
copy.
do not copy. 3,
Copy.
Copy.
right,
Copy.
unused. 4,
use,
Don't
five,
used,
copy.
copy,
copy, and six,
Copy.
copy,
unused, so therefore copy. So this is the new offspring, correct. New offspring that is generated, that is O2. ठीक है? So in this way, this OX1 or Davis order crossover techniques one works. ठीक है? This part we have kept as it is from second, and then you are inheriting from first. Since this is used with permutation representation, so numbers should not get repeated. That's why the mechanism works in this way. So every number will occur exactly once. ठीक है? So this is how crossover operation is performed. Then come to mutation. Do you have lecture after this? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you have lecture?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will stop here. We'll continue further in the next class. So today we have discussed crossover techniques. One point crossover, multi-point crossover, uniform crossover, whole arithmetic recombination, and OX1, that is Davis order crossover techniques. These techniques you will have to perform for inheriting attributes from the parents to generate the new offsprings. Okay. ठीक. Thank you.
Welcome.
So you join your next lecture.